welcome back to another video, and this is another episode on Planet Coaster. Now, this is episode 1 of a new series. This is going to be my Red Force recreation in Planet Coaster. I chose Red Force because at the moment I've not been doing Shambhala because I've been busy with Selva Azteca and other things, and I've not really had the time to put effort into Shambhala, so I've spent a lot of time on a more compact, bit of a smaller project that's not going to take as long as something like Shambhala. So this will probably happen in the next few months, and then after that I will finish Shambhala. But I just got some inspiration last week to start making this ride, and there's been several points where I've been at the point where I've been like, I can't be arsed, not gonna finish this project, but I've carried on, and it's all, turned out the way I wanted. I'm really happy with how it is so far. I mean, I'm a lot further ahead than just this first episode. I thought I'd, just record a bunch of stuff of me playing, because I just really wanted to just get a load of stuff done. And I've done a lot so far, but before this recording I had already filmed me making the launch and the tower, or whatever, the top hat, and then I realised that it was way too thick, and that when you put it over the top of the big map, it didn't line up correctly. And so I tried using the map and seeing if it lined up correctly, and there was just no way on earth I was getting it to line up on the map in the tight little angle that it has and make it look nice. It literally looked like a little tiny little skinny little thing, and obviously with the height, I think it's just to do with Planet Coaster scaling and things. It just didn't look anything like what it was supposed to. And so what I did is I basically just played around with it, made it to the size I thought looked right, and I eventually got with something that looked right to me. So that half of the ride I'm just gonna have to, I don't know, like the buildings around it, I'll just have to model. There's not much around there, so it's not gonna matter too much. It doesn't make much of a difference really. And surprisingly, with Planet Coaster's limitations in the game, I mean, you can't make top hats easily. It's really difficult. They have so many stupid limitations, like you can disable track limits in your settings, but it don't stop track limits from happening, because when you're building, if you want to have it at 90-degree vertical angle and turn at say 8 degrees, it just doesn't do that. And I don't know why Planet Coaster's like that, but it just is. But surprisingly, I found a way to do it without banking offset, and it turned out really well. It's really smooth. I mean, it's just perfectly smooth. It's not like a crazy element. It goes quite slowly up, but it's decent, and I'm really happy with how smooth it came out. It's very realistic to the actual POV as well. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. As I said, there's been a lot of points where I've been close to rage quitting on this, because things like the station, other little areas have been bugging me. Like even the track, I was like, oh, I'm just never going to be able to make it right. But I carried on, and yeah, this is going to be a bit of a longer video because there's a lot to show in this video. This is making the track rack, doing the supports, and then doing the sign that goes on the actual supports, the massive Ferrari sign. And I'm really happy with how that turned out. It's spot on to how it's supposed to look like. The imprints on the actual sign itself are just spot on, and I'm really proud of the way it came out. When you get you saw the close-up at the beginning, but you'll see how tedious it was to make. you'll see how I actually made it. I used the billboard technique, just got an image, make sure it was the right size. There's still some little bits like on the back of it. I need to put like little support things that attach onto the sign. I haven't done any of that really. I've just got the actual sign, and then the it's just like placed on where it should be, height wise and things. But I'm just I think this is a really decent project so far. I just thought, nobody's built it. I love Portaventura, and this is the second best ride there. Supports wise, when you see it, I was halfway through building this and I was thinking, how, it's pretty much the exact same supports as Top Thrill Dragster and Kingda Ka. And it's weird because seeing it in real life, it don't have the same aesthetic that Top Thrill Dragster and Kingda Ka have. Like, because obviously the different track types and different things. But the support structure is pretty much the same, except for the fact it's got the Ferrari logo. But for some odd reason, the Ferrari logo makes it look different in real life, and it's weird. Because when I was making this, I realised how similar it did look to the Top of the Dragster Kingda Ka support structure. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of different series recently. I've been watching Lurkin's The Smiler recreation, which I think is absolutely fantastic. He's apparently quitting after this project, after the Smiler releases, and which is a bit sad because he's definitely one of the best Planet Coaster recreators or Planet Coaster creators, along with Silverette. I'd definitely put him on the levels of that because the amount of pieces and effort and the rides that he's made are absolutely incredible. So I'd definitely put him on the levels of Silv and all them lot. But yeah, life takes away, doesn't it? It always comes first, so I can understand why he's doing it. But yeah, I've just really enjoyed that series. It inspired me a lot to start recreation along with the Galactica series by My Curious Mind. I've mentioned him in a previous Silver Azteca video. Just that series has just inspired me a lot to do this series as well. The thing annoying about this is the fact that I've had to use ArtShips so many times because it's like they have this plastic feel, and all throughout all the buildings pretty much, except from like the Italian little area, it's basically just like ovals made out of plastic. And you'll see when I make the station how difficult it is to make ovals out of ArtShips and things. It's just so difficult, and the shapes using that was really hard to make. The station, it's come out alright. You'll see that in the next whenever that episode comes out. That'll be episode 3. But it's just it's quite annoying because ArtShips aren't the best. They're definitely growing on me now. I've been using them so much, but they're definitely not the best because they don't have much texture to them. But there's nothing else I've been able to use. I've used it for the sign, I've used it for the queue line, I've used it for the station. It's going to be quite nice when I'm building the Italian little facade, because I don't have plans of extending to the full of Ferrari World. I'm just gonna make Red Force, and then if that does well, and then I'll release it to the workshop, just this like little strip, and then if it does well and people want to see it, I might finish off the rest of Ferrari Land and recreate Flying Dreams and all the different rides and things. I'll definitely do that because that'd be fun to do. Because the buildings are not too hard except from that main dome. Jesus, that's something I'm dreading if I do that. But yeah, I'm just gonna do this like main strip where the ride is, all the things below Red Force, and the path leading up. You can see the red dome in the background on the floor. That main massive building. It's gonna go near enough to there. But yeah, you can see me now. We're starting making the actual shape. I did actually grab somebody else's off the workshop because I knew how tricky this was going to be, but it turns out that theirs wasn't the right shape or size, so I ended up having to make my own, and I used Photoshop to get the image up and things, but for some odd weird reason, Planet Coaster stretches the thing, so I had to stretch it, and it took a while. But yeah, the sign took so long. You can see I've made my own like miniature sign on the actual drop tower, and that doesn't look too bad from far. I'm quite happy with the way that turned out. I use that quite a lot in all the signs that I've used for it. For the S, I used like overlapped shapes and things, but then I just, for some odd reason, decided I was going to use the tiniest little pieces, and it does turn out really well. Yeah, it took forever, and I'm glad I did it this way though, because it just looks miles better. The only issue with this is the rendering distance. Like, you'll get to halfway down the you literally, if you're in the station, you can't see this sign at all. All you can see is yellow. You can't see any of the details, which is a bit annoying with the render distance. I wish there was a way to buff up the render distance, but you can't. So yeah, you can see me doing it. This is like near the end of the video now, because I've sped this up by like 2,800 or something like that. Mental how much I've sped this up by. But yeah, basically do the shape, fill it in, and then fill in with the yellow. Put the little the flag there on the top for the Italy, and then colour it all in red on the back, you know, so it's true to real life. But yeah, I'm really happy with how the sign comes out. I was expecting, you know, little blotches, little things to look awkward and weird, but no, it just looks spot on with the way it looks with the logo. Is just what it's supposed to look like. You can definitely tell it's the horse and things. But yeah, I'm not really sure what to talk about. I've done everything really. Just to be sure that I will carry on with Shambhala. I've not really had the inspiration. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do some of the sections, like Shambhala has. It's in levels, and I just can't find how far up or how far down, you know, paths go and things. I haven't worked that out yet, so I just need some time to work out how I'm gonna do it and structure it properly. Because I kind of went in without a limb, just started building the coaster without thinking about what I was gonna do, and you know, the areas and things. But I'll definitely finish it off in like a couple of months maybe, or whenever I finish this project, I'll definitely go back to Shambhala. Because I really want to do Shambhala. Shambhala is one of the ones that I've always wanted to do, and I'm definitely not getting bored or anything. It's just I've had limitations, and then I just thought, you know what, let's do Red Force, because it's quite compact. It's a smaller project whilst I'm doing Selvaz Taker, and yeah, it's just a bit more, you know, to help get my building up, I guess. I'm not too sure. I just find it a lot easier to build the different buildings and things compared to Shambhala. You know, it's just building confidence or something. I don't know. To make sure I make Shambhala the best I can. Here we are doing the flag. This I can't, like, watching it back, it's just painful to remember how long this took. It took forever, and now finally we are at the end of the video now. Just putting the final few pieces in on the back. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you're all excited as I am for making Red Force. This is like something I've been meaning to do for a while. But yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are new. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.